I just played this tournament in Lille, France. I got day 2. I got 51st out of 572 players, and this is the Mewtwo VUnion list I played. So the main premise of this deck is we have this really strong late game plan of using Mewtwo VUnion, which has two really relevant attacks and a less relevant attack that we can use to finish games. We have our Union Gain attack, which lets us attach 2 energies. And so when we put Mewtwo into play, Mewtwo VUnion, you get 4 in the discard, you put it into play. Once you get it into play, you can use this Union Gain to get 2 energies on it so that we have enough energy to use our Psychic Regeneration attack, which heals 200 damage. And a lot of decks don't have a good enough answer to the Super Regeneration attack, which can heal all the damage done to it. 200 healing, usually enough to heal all the damage done, especially with these extra cards we've got. We've got the Tool Gem here to help supplement the Mewtwo. And now, the issue that Mewtwo has in this format is that there are Pokemon that can do more than 200 damage. So we have this sort of build around engine of this control strategy with a lot of techs to help our control strategy. We have the Chinchou, we have the Morpeko, and we have the Regieleki. Which the Chinchou can be used to bring stuff on the bench to sort of remove the resources for our opponents, so that once we get to our late game scenarios where we have to put Mewtwo in play, something like a Kyurem, for example, which needs 4 energies on it, won't have enough energies, and our Mewtwo will be able to cleanly sweep them while that Kyurem isn't able to kill us. Same with Giratina. We're just trying to use our Lightning Pokemon, our Miltank as well, which is a really effective tool against stuff like Goodra, like Blissey, which don't have great answers for Miltank, even if they do have some answer, like some other Arceus decks other than Arceus Goodra, that really don't have a great answer for Miltank, even if they have, a small answer. You can usually get away with getting a lot of time out of this Miltank and remove a lot of resources. To get into a late game scenario where Mewtwo is winning. And now other cards that do this, we've got 2 copies of Crushing Hammer, which can discard energies. We have Flannery, which can discard special energies from our opponent's board. We have Boss's Orders and Galamine, which can be used, as well as the Chinchou, to trap something in the active, so that it can't retreat because it has such a high retreat cost. So they have to discard a lot of energies, which is a lot of resources, to get their Pokemon out of the active. So they can attack again. If you can, for example, against Kyurem, bring up a Oranguru, or bring up the Kyurem which they don't want to attack with because that's a discard an energy. So that's something you can do against Kyurem. And so that's the main strategy of this deck. But there are matchups where you can just go as fast as you can. Using your Gormandai Snorlax to draw cards, which is how you're going to draw cards in your early game in every matchup. Using your Gormandai Snorlax and using it over and over to draw more cards to get your Mewtwo pieces in combination with Quick Ball or Ultra Ball to get them into the discard, or potentially Trekking Shoes if you're able to find it. And we have some other tool cards in this deck. Just to supplement the Mewtwo, we have the Big Charm, the Big Parasol, and Tool Jammer, all for different situations. The Big Parasol here against Regice, they put Path in play, they can stop our ability, which does essentially the same thing on the Mewtwo. But if there is a Path in play, they can stop it and they can attack with their Regice, which does stop the Mewtwo from attacking, though we won't be able to heal, and it does get kind of awkward from there. In some situations, especially considering they're playing Yellhorn, which can confuse us, but we can heal that with the Pokemon Center Lady. We can heal the confusion and the special conditions using that. And another way against Giratina that we're going to try and stop them from from having enough cards in the late game to actually, win with the Giratina is by using Marnie, so that when we Marnie them, they have to put more cards into their lost zone to get a good attack and continually attack, as well as having this really strong late game combo of using Yellhorn and Roxanne. Yellhorn, which confuses both actives, and then Roxanne to prevent them from having a lot of cards in hand, so that they can no longer attack every turn. And then we get time with our Mewtwo to use our Explosion attack, which puts 16 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon any way you like, to sort of start getting rid of their board, while we also have the Super Regeneration for when they are able to attack, so we can sweep ideally sweep their entire board. Now Giratina is one of our harder matchups because they do have the Drapion sometimes. They do have a lot of ways to get around what Mewtwo is doing. Their Lost Impact also does more damage than we can heal, but we do have ways in the deck to get around it. And we can definitely go for an early game disruption, which can be really beneficial to us as well. So now we have a Silene, Yell Chill Loop so we don't take it out in the late game. 4 Scoop Up Net just to reuse Greninja, which is also a big part of this deck in drawing cards. We have the Greninja and the Speed Lightning energies to draw through our deck so that we can get the Quick Balls, the Ultra Balls, and the Mewtwo's into our hand to get them into the discard so we can put the VUNION back into play. And yeah, that's all. That's it for the deck. That's it for the matchups. Another thing I want to say is the Mew matchup. It's very interesting, very complex. The Chinchou is very good to trap stuff in the active and sort of force them to use their resources as well so they don't have enough tablets in the late game to kill our Mewtwo VUNION, which does have 310 health. So that's going to be it for the deck. Let's get into the game. Alright, we've got game 1 here. Our opponent has a dark deck box, you can see in the top right, which is not a good sign because we are playing a Mewtwo focused deck, so I will go first though. And the Mewtwo is weak to dark, so that can be scary if he's playing a deck that's very good against us. But a lot of these dark decks, they run a lot of Pokemon, so you can get them with Galamine and things like that. So we are going first here, so we're going to have the opportunity to Snorlax on our first turn. We'll see what our opponent has here. Pokemon Center Lady, potentially good if he is playing like a Weezing deck, which is most commonly what you see with Dark these days, especially on ladder. But it depends, we'll see. Rain Greninja start. Okay, interesting. So we have a few options here. Our Chinchou can be combined with the Speed Lightning. So Quick Ball can be used to discard Pokemon Center Lady, but I think we just want to use Chinchou and put the Speed Lightning on to draw first. We're probably going to be wanting to get Greninja into play here so we can discard this energy, which isn't really doing anything in this hand. Then we can use our Quick Balls on better targets. I kind of want to keep this Pokemon Center Lady around for now at the very least. I might end up discarding it this turn, but we will see what we draw off this Speed Lightning energy. A Pyukumuku and a Mani, so we just want to use this Pyukumuku, no real reason to keep it in the hand, you just want to, you know, get it out as soon as you draw it. And we're going to order this because we want to draw more Pokemon, it is our first turn, so. Okay, the Galamine's good, we're going to be using that. I want to keep this Mani more than I want to keep the Pokemon Center Lady because I think that having disruption is really important here. So I think we're just going to go Quick Ball, discarding Pokemon Center Lady for Greninja, and then we'll draw with discarding our Psychic Energy. But we do have to check our deck first, make sure the Greninja's in here. The Greninja's not. It is prized. We do have all 4 Mewtwo pieces, but Greninja being prized is a massive deal. We could also use this Quick Ball to discard our second Lightning Energy. Without Greninja, I probably want to burn a Scoop Up Net. We did prize no Scoop Up Nets, so we have all our Scoop Up Nets. One of our Crushing Hammers is prized, but it's no big deal. I'm just going to get a Snorlax out here. Not too much to think about here, just sort of get Pokemon into play. You want more Snorlaxes because, you know, it's always scary some of them dying. I mean, it's really difficult for them to die on turn 1 to really anything, but yeah, and here, I don't know what I'm playing against. I probably just want more Snorlaxes. You could consider not getting any basics here, but I think I'm just going to get a Snorlax. Bench both, I'm just going to burn the Scoop Up Net so we can draw an extra card with Gourmandize. We do have all 4 nets in deck, and we don't have Greninja, so we're playing more nets than you need to in this deck. Playing 4 and your list usually play 3, so we do have more nets than you need, and that's usually good with Greninja, but since we don't have Greninja this game, or at least not for the early game, we might get it out with Peonia. We don't have really good reason to use Peonia other than the Greninja this game because we do have all 4 Mewtwo pieces in our deck. I didn't check all our supporters, and it turns out he's not playing like a Weezing engine or anything, he's just playing, looks like probably Giratina. With Drapion, which is a really scary matchup for this deck. The Chinchou being in play isn't great here. We are going to have to focus on getting the Mewtwo pieces into the prize because it's really important. So he is going to get going here. So Mani is really good in this matchup because when they have a big hand, their only way to actually draw, or not when they have a big hand, but when you play Mani, their only way to draw, really, other than the Radiant Greninja, is to Lost Zone cards, and that means putting more resources into that, like this Mirage Gate. They really don't want to be getting rid of their Mirage Gate. So interestingly enough, he's filled his board here. So I definitely don't want to give him Chincho here. You want to give him Snorlax. The other reason that I'm playing 4 net is because when people attack with Cramorant, you can sort of use the scoop up nets to heal the Snorlaxes because the Cramorant doesn't kill. So in the early game, usually they're going to go Cramorant and then use Sableye to sort of finish off your Snorlaxes and take 2 prizes in 1 turn with the Sableye. But if you can prevent that by healing them, by using the scoop nets to heal them, then they're going to be better off. Anyway, so he's down. I mean, he's had to put a few resources into the Lost Zone. Getting rid of a V-Star is really good for me because gets rid of the Thorn as well. It's really good for me because in the late game they really need to draw their V-Star after they get Yellhorn Roxanne because their most efficient attack is the Shred on the basic Giratina. So they don't really want to evolve into the Giratina V-Star most of the time. So really them evolving, so like they have to find a Giratina V-Star off their Roxanne usually, unless they can get Drapion powered up. But he's already down to Mirage Gate, he's already down 2 scoop up nets, he's going really low on resources here on the first turn. He's down 3 scoop up nets, he's down a lot more resources than they usually use on the first turn. Looks like he is going for a turn 1 Mirage Gate here, that would make the most sense. But it's not really going to be that effective here. Maybe he can attack with Luminion, but I don't even think he's going to. He's just going to go into Cramorant here. So he can't use the Air Balloon to retreat because the Galamine's in play. But he does have a Stadium bump here, so no biggie. But it still means he doesn't have any more bench space, and he only has 1 scoop of net left, so he's probably going to have to get rid of his Luminion off the board if he really wants to start doing anything that effective. I do think the Galamine is still going to be stronger than the Collapse Stadium here, for the most part. Okay, so I don't really want to Mani this turn. I'm going to start this turn with Trekking Shoes. No reason to do much else. We don't want the Flannery. Doesn't really do much here. It gets rid of Capture Energy and it can get rid of a Stadium, but it's not really exactly what we're looking for here. I'm just going to pull up the Speed Energy on the Chincho. Okay, we got an Ultra Ball, which is really nice. I think we're just going to Ultra Ball away the Psychic and the Mewtwo. I don't really have anything that I want off the Ultra Ball, but I do need to thin this hand down. I'm going to use my Skew Up Net to heal the Snorlax here. Yeah, and then I can use the Silene to get back a Skew Up Net for next turn. And yeah, that'll be good. So, we'll play the Ultra Ball, discarding the Mewtwo and the Energy. Just discarding the bad cards from my hand. Energy is normally a really good card, but since we don't have access to Greninja here, we can't draw with it. So, like, getting Mewtwo VUnion pieces is really important, but we have no way to discard them, so in the end, it's more likely they're just going to clog up our hand, and we're better off just relying on drawing them than taking them out of the deck here. So I'm just going to take Pyukumuku. Yeah, we're just going to take Puke. And so I'm going to play net first in case we get double heads. I want to recover 2 scoop up nets from my Silene. So this is the order I'm going to do this in. I'm going to play scoop up net, doing this, and then I'm going to use the Silene. Go on heads, scoop up net. And then I want to use Pyukumuku to get the Skew Up Net into my hand, because that is a card that I do want in my hand here. And then I'm doing this because I want to Power Pad the Silene, but I also want the Skew Up Net that I got from the Silene in my hand. So that's why I needed to use the Pyukumuku there. You should always use the Pyukumuku when you're going for a play like this anyways. I'm going to get back Silene and Pokemon Center Lady. Make sure those are in my hand. Those are in my deck. This Parasol to go on one of the bench Snorlaxes, because he's not using Sableye yet, but he might use it later, so we just want a Parasol on our Snorlax so we can use that in case that comes in useful in the future. We're just going to do this, and we'll go and die. So now, if he wants to attack with Cramorant, he has to give us another turn to do whatever we want with it. So, because we do have the Skew Up Net to fully heal the damage. And so, sort of what we're wanting to do here is, make him Lost Zone cards, or at least like make him use cards to make an effective play, which it seems like he's gonna do here. Maybe going for the Greninja, or you know, something like that. So like going for the attack with Greninja to kill Chincho and put damage on something else, or going straight to Giratina. He's down a lot of resources. Down 2 Psychics is a lot. Down Triple Net, down Double Rope, He only maybe has 2 switches left, so he doesn't really have that many switch cards in this situation. Goes Oranguru. He has Mirage Gate here, so I think he's going to be going to either Luminion or Greninja. He's going to go to Greninja. The thing about Greninja is, like, it does take a prize here, but still, I can still scoop up net the one that I'm not using, and he does have to discard 2 energies from his Greninja to use it, which is a really high cost to use the Greninja, especially considering he's going to be facing down a Marnie here. He has to burn another energy. He's going to be down so many energies here, and it depends on his list. Like, he might be playing Recycler instead of the second Rod. But, I mean, he might not be as well, right? So here, he doesn't have a massive hand, but he has a big enough hand where I think that it's fine to use Amani here. We can also Peonia, but the issue with that is that we don't really have that many cards we want to Peonia back in the deck, back into the prizes. We can put 1 net and potentially... I don't want to put the Yell Horn into the prizes. I'm really only looking for Greninja as like an important card here, so maybe I can just commit and Peonia, and like I have the net and the Peonia as 2 cards I can put in the prizes, because I definitely don't want to put the Mewtwo, and I don't think I want to put the Speed Energy in, but I guess it depends what we get. So I can look at the Peonia. I want to keep 1 net at the very least, but yeah, we'll look at the Peonia for sure here. Don't want a Marnie here. His hand is 6 cards, but like 6 to 4 isn't a big enough change that I want to do it. Okay, we can put Snorlax in. I kind of want to keep the Crushing Hammer here. I really want to keep the Regieleki, so I kind of want to do this. We're not going to get the Greninja, but I think we can just commit to not having Greninja this game. I think that's sort of a fine outlook. We definitely don't need the 4th Gomenai Snorlax. This one's definitely going in the prizes. I think it's this. I think we want to keep 1 net, but we don't need 2. I think. Yeah, and we still have, what? We only have 1 net in our deck if we do this. Honestly, the Crushing Hammer might be better to go back. We don't really need Crushing considering how much resources he's committed. So yeah, we'll do this. I think this will be a fine play. We use our Speed Energy on our Regieleki to draw more here, and we did get the Ultra Ball. Now, I think I just want to discard a Scoop Up Net. The PCL is really good in the late game, but that's not for a while. I think I want to keep it. Nah, I'll discard the Pokemon Center Lady. We don't need it yet. I don't know if second Power Pad's in the deck. It is, so we'll be able to get the Pokemon Center Lady back later. And at the end of your turn, even though you're drawing with Gomendize, you still want a Pyukumuku, because you can draw cards that, like, you can play immediately. We didn't here. Now I consider if we want to skip about Snorlax. I think the answer is no. And just draw an extra card and does heal our Snorlax. I'll do it. This one doesn't... I don't know. I think I was good. I wanted to use Snorlax this turn. We won't have to use Snorlax forever. We can start going to Regieleki soon if he doesn't make like a big play. Doesn't do something big. But this turn he's going to start to build up his big hand. Maybe a Lost Zone, more cards this turn to draw into a better play, because he doesn't really have a good play here. Going to Greninja again doesn't really achieve anything at all, because he's not going to be able to use Greninja forever. And if he uses all 4 gates, then we just have an easy win with Mewtwo. So, yeah. Like, if he Greninjas 2 times, there's 2 more times, there's absolutely no way he's winning this game, because the Mewtwo will always win. So he's in a really tough situation here. He's probably just going to have to get a Giratina and commit to that. He's actually just going to pass here, which is actually really good for me. So we're just going to start this turn with Trekking Shoes. Absolutely perfect. Get a Mewtwo into the discard. And so here... we want to keep the Quick Ball in our deck, because we want to make sure we have enough ways to discard Mewtwo later. But I can Silene for Scoop Up Net and start going into Regieleki here, and Regieleki maybe back Power Pad. I think that's fine. I could use the Marnie here, but he's not really doing anything, so we don't want to do that, because we could give him something more than he already has. So we'll just Silene here. So bring the Scoop Up Net back on top, use the Scoop Up Net, keep the Gomendize Snorlax in our hand. They usually don't play Disruption, so there isn't really a good incentive for us to, there isn't really a good incentive for us to actually rebench this. We benched it earlier to draw cards. We don't have to do that now, so we can do this. So I took the power pad here, but if we get an opportunity to Regieleki on the next turn, I am just going to get Ultra Ball so we can Ultra Ball and get our last Mewtwo piece in the prize, because that's really all we need to have all the Mewtwo pieces. And we already have like a decent combo in our hand. We have 2 Psychics in the discard, so all we need to draw if we were to like end up in a bad situation is just go Yellhorn, Marnie, and get Mewtwo into play. So he's gonna lost some more cards here, but we do have Marnie here. So he does bench Drapion. So we're gonna try and use our Yellhorn to like make this Drapion less useful for him. Force out the active. We do have a pretty good play in Yellhorn Marnie this turn. Usually using Yellhorn early isn't as good, but this guy is being very smart and going for the Drapion early, which is I think what you're supposed to do in this matchup. Don't know, but I think so. Because it feels really easy when they go for Giratina. In the main event at Lille, the regional that I played this weekend, I was able to beat a Giratina. So anyways, he's gonna go for Dynamic Tail here. What we're gonna do is go Yellhorn and Marnie. We're gonna go Yellhorn and Marnie, and we're gonna put Snorlax into active instead of Regieleki. While the Regieleki is really good, we do need to draw more cards off this Marnie, and we're just gonna let the Scope stay in our deck. We're gonna play down this Snorlax because just for safety. This is basically actually we could play down Morpeko here. Yeah, I like playing down Morpeko. So he's down all 4 gates. He doesn't have any Mirage gates left. So we are free to. So he can't use Greninja anymore, easily at the very least, and he has all his Water Energy on here. So we can just use Morpeko here. It having the low health total doesn't really matter to us. We're actually free to bench all of them here. These are all the basics that we want for the rest of this game. So we can just bench all of them. Yellhorn here, and then we can use oh wait, yeah, we need to play the Power Pad as well to get back Silene and Pokemon Center Lady. I shouldn't have actually brought back Pokemon Center Lady because you can't use Giratina anymore. That was my bad. The Pokemon Center Lady is really good against the Giratina because it means you can survive 2 attacks instead of 1. But yeah, we don't actually need it in this situation. So Tails and Crushing Hammer. It's fine. Always just slam the Crushing Hammer when you draw them. Really. I want to keep the Power. Do I definitely didn't want to draw the Marnie there, but do I want to Power Pad before? I probably want to bring back Peony and Marnie. I can put the Pokemon Center Lady into prizes. I do have enough cards here that I want to put into my prizes, and I can get Radiant Greninja off it, so I probably do want the Peony here and the Marnie. I'll just Gorman dies. So the issue for him here is if he wants to switch, he also needs an energy. Like you saw, just has a lot of cards that he needs. So yeah, we do have a solid win con here. He can't just keep attacking with Drapion because obviously eventually he's going to hit enough tails to the point where we can get enough like Crushing Hammers or other cards, like we can continually boss Luminion. Because the thing is, he can't shuffle Luminion back anymore because he's 1, used all 4 Mirage Gates, and 2, he has all his Water Energy in play. So he has no way to shuffle Luminion back, so every time he wants to retreat, he has to bump our Stadium or just retreat straight off 3 energies. He's going to attach an additional capture here, and he is going to get the Dynamic Tail, but yeah. As I said, we are just going to be able to boss Luminion here, and since he has no way to shuffle it, I think he's really going to struggle to get out of the active. Well, it's not even the Mirage Gates, it's just all the Water Energy. Also the Mirage Gates. It's just all of it. And so I do want to get back out Galamine with the Regieleki as well. So we're going to do this. And I think we'll be able to stall this and win the game, but we'll see what he has. He does have 2 switch cards left. We can use more Pekko as well later on the Drapion to store that in the active. So we sort of have a few things we can do here. We can also Clara back the more Pekko. So yeah, we have a lot of things we can do here, but yeah, I'll just Regieleki for the Galamine just in case our Stadium gets bumped here. That's going to be the most important thing. So yeah, we have the Morpeko on the for the Drapion. We have a lot of cards here that we can use to sort of prevent him from doing very much. And I think we're going to have a solid win con in decking him out. He does have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11 energies out of play. And that's usually, they usually play like 12, 13. Yeah, okay. So now we have the opportunity to Silene. We're going to get back Power Pad if we hit a heads on this Silene because we do want a Power Pad here. No heads, but not a big deal. I'm going to get back Crushing Hammer, I think. Yeah, we're just going to Electromagnetic Sonar for Crushing Hammer. Yeah, we do have enough. We don't need Yellhorn here because we have Morpeko and we can get back Yellhorn later. But yeah, I really just want to keep Crushing Hammers going here. So we only play 2 Crushing Hammers, but we want it for this situation where we have sort of a lock and we need to sort of end the game and progress the game further. But yeah, I think we're going to be able to pretty easily deck him out here. I don't think there's much he can do. One thing he can do is use Cramorant to boss Morpeko, and that's something we need to be sort of wary of a little bit. But yeah, Escape Rope's going to come out here, so we are just going to sack our Snorlax here to the Drapion. Yeah, we're going to use Morpeko here. We'll see if he like bosses Morpeko potentially. He's going to boss Morpeko. He's going to boss a Regieleki actually, interestingly enough. We can get back the Regieleki as well, so it's no big deal. Yeah, and he's going to try and kill us on the Minion, but I mean that isn't going to matter because we get our Mewtwo to play before that happens. So yeah, he has played 4 ropes. I presume he's not going to be playing many more switch cards. Doesn't really make much sense. He has played Heavy Ball, so that's another card, another slot he's committed into his deck. But I guess we'll see here. We can't know. Yeah, we will go Morpeko here. We could Roxanne here to sort of give ourselves more time. That's also good. We can discard the Pokemon Center Lady and the Mewtwo to get something from our deck. But the main thing we're doing is discarding the Mewtwo here. And then we can sort of maybe Gust the Luminion and put Mewtwo in play with Roxanne. Oh, well, we can't do all of that. We can Gust here and Torment. Nah. I sort of just want to Torment. Yeah, the issue is he can switch into Cramorant, but he shouldn't really have a switch left. I don't know. If he has a switch left, he has a switch left. That's kind of unfortunate for us. Yeah, we just can't really deal with this Drapion that well here, unfortunately. So we do get Tool Jammer. I think that's gonna go on our... What's it gonna go on? Anyways, Crushing Hammer. I don't know what I'm doing with the Tool Jammer. Yeah, we don't want to discard the Capture Energy. Don't want to discard the Water because then you can get it back and use Luminion, just in case. So we discard the Grass. I mean, we probably want to give ourselves more time here. If he promotes Cramorant... Yeah, we probably do want to use... Nah, we don't need to use Roxanne. I'm just going to use Clara preemptively here because we might need the energy. I only want 1 energy, but I'm going to get back Regieleki and 1 energy. That's all we need here. Because I want to be able to potentially Mewtwo and Roxanne in the same turn if he does come up and kill me with Cramorant. Especially if he retreats. If he retreats, then I can instantly go and do that. Like Bump Stadium Retreat, I can just go into Mewtwo immediately. So, no benching. We're just going to use Torment. And see what response he has to this. I don't think, like, usually they play 4 switch cards. And so I think he's just committed to 4 road. But we'll see if he's a switch as well. If he does that, will be quite unfortunate for us. But we can go Roxanne, Galamine, and put Mewtwo in play. And that's going to be our plan. Vacuums away the stadium. Probably a hard retreat into Cramorant by the looks of things. Goes for another energy, going to discard the 2 captures. Yeah, and so we're going to be able to Roxanne and put Mewtwo into play, and then we're going to have the main goal of killing this Drapion once the Mewtwo's in play. We will need to hit another energy at some point. Oh, well, not even at some point, pretty soon with our Mewtwo. But yeah, so here. We don't need all these scoop up nets. We don't need this Regieleki either. So just quick ball to thin here. There's only one energy left in the deck. We don't want to use this because we might need to use it after our Roxanne. But yeah, we're just putting Mewtwo into play, using Scoop Up Net. I don't know if I want Tool Jammer on this. Nah, I don't. Big Charm's still in the deck or in prizes somewhere, so do that. We can use the Big Charm instead, which doesn't really help us here, but it's something. So yeah, basically, we get Pyukumuku and we get a Quick Ball, so we can draw 3 cards between our next 2 turns to try and find 1 energy. That's a Yelchi, that's not an energy, but that's fine. Peonia also gets us an energy because we have 1 energy prized. And it's in the top of our prizes, if I remember correctly. We didn't put the Psych Energy into our prizes. We'll see if he has game here. I'd say it's unreasonable. He might not even have an energy left in his deck, so that's what I was thinking about. Does Chorus here? If he has it in deck, there's a good chance he will find it here. But yeah, we'll see. Lost Zones, Chorus, and Giratina, yep, completely useless cards. Energy, and as a Skill Up Net. So we're not going to win this one. We were very close. This matchup is really hard. But yeah, I couldn't get there in the end. Anyways, that will be the end of the game for today. I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and sub if you enjoy the content. That was me just trying to teach you how to play Mewtwo as well as I can. Yeah, so like and sub if you enjoy the content, and I'll see you guys next time.